Kari. Thank you, Madam Program Quality Director. Before we get started, I'd like to do welcomes and introduction. We're so glad that you're here with us tonight. So welcome. I'd like to introduce our our Program Quality Director, Kari Evans. Kari, welcome.
Thank you, Madam Past District Director Phyllis Breach, and welcome everyone. Good evening. I am so excited to see you here tonight. You are in for a treat. You are going to have the opportunity to learn more about how to use that Club Success Plan as your GPS to success. And you're going to have tools to help
Recording in progress.
Start with this plan, and even when your plan doesn't go according to plan, you'll be able to focus on solutions and how to make those adjustments throughout the year so that you can end as a healthy, thriving club as of June 30th, 2022 and beyond. So I am excited that we're able to have this workshop for you all. So sit back, well, I should say actually sit up, take notes, and get ready to learn more. And I'll give it back to you, Phyllis.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to bring on Toastmaster Stephanie Ray to introduce our speaker for the evening. Stephanie.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Phyllis Breach. We have two wonderful presenters this evening. Our first speaker will be Renee Terrell. Renee is a marketing and brand strategist, a distinguished Toastmaster, and CEO of Concept Marketing Firm. She helps business owners, executives, and established authors monetize their message, sell more books, and attract their ideal clients. She is also the author of Communicating Richly, The Power of You, which provides tools to craft your communication to build your brand. She can be found on all social media platforms at Renee Motivates. And our second speaker is none other than Phyllis Breach. She is the past district director of District 44 and a two-time DTM. She has served at almost all levels of leadership within District 44. She is a visionary life coach at Impact One Life, where she helps women get unstuck, create vision for their life, and move forward in their purpose. She is currently serving as VPPR in the Georgia Commerce Club Toastmasters. Let's welcome our wonderful speakers for the evening.
So it is a pleasure to see each and every one of you. I see some familiar faces. I've seen some in some previous trainings, and when we were in person, I remember some of you as well. So this is going to be a very interactive training. I consider it to be an honor to even be able to train alongside of the past district director, Phyllis Breach. It is an honor just to be up here with her. But what we're going to talk about is how to push your club forward into the areas where you want them to be. And we're going to talk about vision, and we're going to talk about the tools that Toastmasters already has in place for you called the Club Success Plan. So if we get the slides up on the screen, we will get it going. And again, this will be very interactive. So if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll also have several sections throughout the training so that you'll be able to ask those questions, and we will go from there. Okay, great.
You see them?
Yeah, I just see Thriving Club, but we didn't talk about the prizes.
There you go. Do you see that now?
No, I
Prizes?
just see Thriving Club. Does anybody see what? Because maybe it could be my computer.
Oh, this is what was happening. All right, hold on one second. Having some technical difficulties.
Well, while she's doing that, we are offering a prize for those who have come onto the Zoom. We are going to do a randomizer and find out. But what we are raffling off today, since you all took the time to join us, is you're going to be entered in a drawing to receive a webcam. And so, I mean, who couldn't use a webcam, especially when it has some lighting and different things like that? That's like very important. But one of the things when we're thinking about going and our clubs moving where we want them to move is that we need a map. And sometimes people don't have a vision. You know, if you've ever heard of the statement, people don't fail to plan, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. How many people, by a show of hands, put it up in the reaction so I can see, by a show of hands, how many people have heard that before? People do not plan to fail, they fail to plan. How many have heard that before? Okay, thank you, Randy. I see you, I see you, I see you. Okay, I see you, I see you, David. Okay, great. That's right? So people don't plan to fail. So one of the things, okay, I see everybody, Alan. Okay, now it's coming through. Okay, Cheryl, I see you. Okay, great. So that's what we were focusing on. We want to make sure that we have the right plan. Now, how many in the chat? So put in the chat, what is your role in your club? I want to see it in the chat. What's your role in the club? Sergeant at Arms, okay. VP of PR, President, VPE, Treasurer. Okay, good. Presidents, VPMs, okay, VP President. Great. So what that means is you're on the executive committee. That's the bottom line. You are on the executive committee. And that means that people are looking for you. Your club has chosen you to lead the charge and lead them to where it is that they need to go. And that's requiring you to cast the vision. So you, as the president and the executive committee, that's what you come together to do. And that is what the whole club success plan is about. It's about casting the vision. What do we want to do? What are we based on? What do we feel is the most important when we're thinking about who we are as a club? What kind of members do we attract? And what is it that we want to help them achieve as we attract them? That's why it's important to have that roadmap and to have that understanding of when we put this vision out here, this is what we are going to be putting inside of our members. We're going to be dropping those seeds of information on them every meeting that we have. That's how we're going to encourage them and motivate them and inspire them through the vision that us as the executive committee has decided to put together. And so one of the ways that we do that is, Phyllis, is it, because I can just show my screen if it's, let me see.
That would be better.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Renee, you can go
Okay.
ahead and show your slides.
Okay, if you can give me rights to do so, and I'll just do it off of my Google slide. Great. There's no sound, so we'll share. Okay, great. All righty then. And then I'm going to present. There we go. Okay. Can everybody see it? Thumbs up. Thank you, Randy. See, Randy, I didn't even have to ask. You were already on it. Thank you, Stephanie. Good job. Okay. All right, great. So this is where we were talking about having a plan. And the biggest thing is that no matter what, if everybody knows where we're going, then we don't get lost, right? Even if it seems like we have a lot going on and we have the VPPR taking our pictures, and then we have the president saying, this is what we need to do. We have the membership vice president over talking to new members or potential members saying, this is what we need to go. If we have direction, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It may be looking crazy. It will be what we call organized chaos, right? It means everybody is headed where they want to go. But at the end of the day, we'll get to the destination, which is the vision that we have cast for everyone. And that's what's most important. So the club success plan is exactly what that is. It helps you do that. And Toastmaster provides that for you. So now by a show of hands, how many people have actually done a club success plan before? Let me see. How many? Okay, Randy, Paul, Michelle. Identify these people. Stephanie, you're gonna need them when we do groups. Okay, Taylor, I see you. Is that a hand, Taylor? Or was that a fist? Irina, I see you. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so that's all the emojis I've seen. I didn't see any more. Hopefully, oh, I think I skipped one. Who was that person? Okay, all right, Amy Reed Shelton. All right, I see you. Good. Okay, so those are the experts. Paul, Alan, okay, those are the people you're going to want to be looking for when we get into the group parts, okay? But the club success plan is really laid out for you so that you can help everybody cast a single vision. Now, one of the things that you want to do is that you have the team composition. So if you see in the top where it says team composition right here, that's where you're putting everyone's name, okay? That's all the people who are on the leadership who are going to be able to help you cast this vision. And when you're doing that, you want to think about, okay, who is on my team, right? So do I have veterans, people who've been around for a while? Is it full of new people, but they're super excited? Is it a good mix of both veterans and new people? Are we all just like starting off into leadership roles where we've been in Toastmasters, but now this is our first time leading? All of those questions are important because that helps you have a more understanding of not only what your executive committee is, but also how to help your new members as well, because they all bring in different perspectives. And so then when you come together, you guys decide, well, what are our core values? So as you see here, we have some examples of core values. So like integrity, do what you say, what you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. But when we say core values, we want you to say the core values, but then define as a committee, what does that mean for us? Right? So what does that mean for us when we say integrity so that people can walk away with that? The same thing, we have respect. So respect for other people's time, opinions, and that's always very good because sometimes you may have heated discussions about what you want to do next or who should be where or how to make certain things happen. So that's always good. Service, keep members at the forefront to perform your role and share their Toastmaster knowledge. And that's very important because it doesn't matter what you do, who you serve, whatever industry you're in, at the end of the day, you always want to think about who is the end user, like who is going to be on the other side of us making this decision. So that's very important to keep your members first. What kind of group do you have? Is it a corporate club and you can only do certain things? So you have to make sure your parties aren't too loud because at 12 o'clock, there's always a management meeting or something, right? Or maybe you're a private club, you guys meet later in the evening. So you want to make sure that you have some after work snacks or something to keep people around. Like, what is their experience? When they walk in the room, are they greeted with smiling faces? How are guests made to feel? And so when you're doing the things and you're making the decisions for the club, you want to keep service as the forefront and the thing that's in front of everything. So that's why it's also important as a committee for you to define what that means for your club. Okay. The same thing when we talked about excellence, dedication, and commitment. And again, committing to doing what you say you're going to do, but also committing to your role. Because how many times have you been a part of something just in general? We're not saying Toastmasters because we know it doesn't happen here. But how many times have you been a part of something and then you only find like 2 or 3 people out of the whole group doing all of the work? How many people have been in that experience before, right? We know it doesn't happen at Toastmasters, but it may happen in other situations, right? So we want to make sure that we have that commitment because when we're looking at the club success plan, like everybody is a part of that. Everybody has put in on it and everybody's name is listed saying that we were the people who came together and said that this was what we wanted to do. The next thing is that, click on that. Okay, is creating a plan. So I want to ask you all, and I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute so that you all can tell me what's your biggest barrier that prevents you from reaching your vision. So what's your biggest barrier that prevents you from reaching your vision? Raise your hand and I will call on you because I can see the hands now. Anybody?
We have hands raised by Toastmaster Kari Evans and Sandy Pond right now.
Okay. All right. So Sandy, do you want to tell us what's your biggest barrier that prevents you from moving forward?
There's my mute button. Sorry. The biggest barrier that's preventing me from moving forward is, well, I think this, a lot of people can say this is time, and then also, with with some things that might require a lot, more than one body, the willingness of other people since they're so busy.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, Kathy, I see your hand raised. What do you say?
I would say for one of my clubs, it's lack of advertising and getting people to give speeches. And
Okay.
usually the same people give them over and over, but some people don't. So we're working on it, and we just have a new PR guy, so I'm hoping that will help.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to start back sharing my screen again. Let's talk about that. So one of the things you guys said was time, getting people to do speeches and promoting it, correct? So that is where you would put potential obstacles, right? So what are some of the things that are potential obstacles? When we're saying time allocation is what do I have to do for my job or my life versus what am I doing for Toastmasters? So that's a potential obstacle. Another one would be, fear of actually still speaking in public. And so getting involved and being engaged in what is going on. Another potential obstacle would be, okay, some people don't want to be on social media. They don't want to be publicized. They'll take the group picture, but they say, hey, don't put my picture in it, or they don't want to be a part of that. And so sometimes that can be a little hard if you see the same person or the same faces and you're saying, but we have this great big bustling group. How do I get you engaged to be a part of that? So that's where we put your potential obstacles. And then as an executive committee, that's when you start to strategize, well, what are some solutions to that? Okay. So with time management, everybody trying to wait the time of what do I have to do basis Toastmasters versus, life. Okay. So how do we help people allocate their time? Well, maybe we split up the roles. Maybe we just don't have the role just be for that one person, but we can set up committees for VPM, committees for VPPR. So that way, all the weight of that one role is not so much on that one person, but instead it is a leadership opportunity for them to lead a group of people towards the goals, which happens to be their different roles. And that will help them have more time. So if I don't have time as the VPM to call all the visitors and talk to them about Toastmasters, maybe I can have one of my members who is retired or the ones who just seems to have more time on their hands, who loves to call everyone, and that be the person that's designated to make the phone calls. So not only do we have our potential obstacles, but we're meeting it with the solution. And that's very important. So as a group, those are just some of the things that you talk about. What are some of the obstacles and the barriers that prevents people from even participating in roles here in Toastmasters? This is where we're looking at our assessment of what we do and how we can become better at that. Does that make sense? Good go. Okay. For the 2-3 people I see in my video, I'm gonna take that as a yes. Okay.
You have a question,
Okay.
Distinguished Toastmaster.
Okay.
Is what were the first two? You listed something before creating the plan. Thank you.
Let's see.
Valerie, can you ask that question? I don't know what were the first two, what, please?
Oh, because they were looking at this right here. Is that correct? They were looking at that.
Well, there was you have highlighted creating a plan, and there was two before that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was getting a call. 1 second.
For a success plan.
For the club success plan? Okay,
Yes.
It was team composition and core values. Now, what I'm going through is the actual, and let me share my screen again. What I'm going through is the actual club success plan. So everything that I have listed here, you will see on the actual plan. So the actual club success plan takes you step by step by step.
Okay,
Madam
thank you.
Speaker, I dropped them in the chat, and can someone please turn on their mic, please? So the club success plan is downloaded in the chat.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stephanie be on it. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It says Kari Evans, but it's DT and Stephanie. Okay, thank you. Don't worry about the details. Good, thank you. Okay, she's on it. I love it. Okay, so now we're getting to the starting point. Okay, so the starting point is what is your membership base, which means what number are you at? What number have you started at? That's it. So if it's 8, that would be the number. If it's 10, that's the number. If it's 25, that's the number. So for the qualifying requirement in terms of distinguished is to either, and this is very important because our club, we thought it was, okay, we thought it was both. But anyway, so it is either 20 members or a net growth of at least five new members as of June 30th. Okay. So to start it out, you need to have 20 members either as your base, or you need to have a net growth of 5. So that means you have gained 5 people. So if you have 8 and you've gained 5 people, then you would have hit the mark. And understand that it doesn't count, it doesn't take effect until after April's registration come through, because they have to do it for, like, they may be, you know, registered, or they may be in the club for, let's say, the first part, but then when it comes again for the next 6 months, they may not re-register. So they don't take the tally or the number until after April, and then you'll see the credit for it. So even if you have it in that first 6 months, let's say, okay, we already have our 20 people, we don't see us getting our credit for it, they don't count it on the system until after April's registration. So the one thing is, how many members do we aim to have as of June 30th? So in this example, they started with 16. So in that case, they said, well, we want to have 5 new members so that we can hit that base of 20, or we would hit the base of having that net growth of 5. And then they said, well, how much is that net growth? That would be 5. So again, whatever your base is, whatever you start with goes there. And then this is the goal that you're saying you want to have, so you know how to get there. This is what we're going to do. And this helps you hit just distinguished club status in terms of hitting one of the goals. Okay, hitting one of the goals towards it. Doesn't mean you do this and then you hit it. It's just one of them. Now, to become a distinguished club, you have to hit 5 of the 10 goals. To become a select distinguished, you have to hit 7 of the 10 goals. And then to be president distinguished, you have to hit 9 of the 10 goals. Now, this is also important because now with pathways, you really have to plan out, okay, who's going to do what, right? What our club did, which was a great way, is that we said, okay, beginning of the year, who is going to give us a level 1? How many people raise your hand, tell us you're going to give us a level 1? Okay, great. All right, so now we have Kari, Kathy, Valerie, and Sandy. They're all giving us a level 1. Now, who's going to go and give us a level 2? That means you're going to commit this year to at least complete level 2. Well, that would be David, Lee, Doreen, and Yanni. Right? Then who's going to give us a level 3? We only need 2 level 3s. So we're going to choose Taylor and Tisa and Randy for that. Okay. So when you're attaching names to it, then that means that every time we had a meeting, we were like, okay, well, we have already achieved 2 level 1s and 1 level 2. But Randy told us that he was going to give us a level 4. So let's keep cheering Randy on, because we're expecting him to give us a level 4. It's not too hard, Randy. You're back.
Can I add a comment here?
Yes.
I think this is an excellent idea. The information that we've got when you log into Pathways Manager or whatever it is, can tell you exactly who have you got, who's working on level 1, level 2, level 3. We didn't get level 1s and level 2s, which is silly. That's telling you if your onboarding process for new members is working. If you've got a bunch of new members or any new members and they're working on 1s and 2s, you should be able to knock those out. That's an easy focus. So this is a good idea to me. This is a great idea.
Thank you. That's why you're giving us a level 4, okay, for our imaginary club today, okay? Yeah, so that's what, so then every time we have a meeting, we're saying, hey, everybody, we're doing it, but we already know Randy said he's giving us a level 4. We know Valerie and Robert are giving us a level 2. So it is a reminder too, and it's encouragement and it's motivation. It also helps you as a committee know who you need to talk to, who you need to be working with, because a lot of times they may do the speeches, but they don't complete the mark complete in pathways. So then that takes time. Everybody's scrambling, trying to get the pathways part together. So when you know who's going to do what, then you can assign them mentors. You can make sure that even each member of the executive committee can have someone to connect with, to say, hey, you're my person, to make sure you finish this level 2, 3, or whatever. Another trick that we use is that we just, as the executive committee, committed to doing the roles, because that takes away a good portion of hitting the educational goals. So if you have the executive committee already saying, okay, I know I can do a level 2, I know I can do a level 3, I know I'm already at level 4, so I can do a level 5, then you getting the commitment of everybody to make sure that you hit your educational goals. And it also helps you to kind of clarify, all right, where are we? So when you come around to January, you know, this is where we are. This is who we said we're going to do what. Now, Randy, you said you were going to give us level 4. Right now, you're at level 2. Okay. You took off for the holidays. So we need you to come on back before June 30th and finish this out so that we can be President's Distinguished. Okay. And we also use the conference as a motivational tool. So we were like, look, we want to get all this done by March because we want them to call our names over and over and over again. So imagine us already working and hitting our goals so that by March, when the conference comes, they're going to call your name because you were a triple crown because you went from level 1 to level 3. So now look at that. And that was another way that we motivated our group and cast our vision at the same time. And so that is just a basis, like just some general nuggets about the actual club success plan. I am going to stop sharing my screen because I'm going to open it up for questions. You will get a chance tonight to actually work through a club success plan, but that is after our past district director comes and gives us a conversation as well that we need to help us have some more tools and tips to really push your club forward to hitting your goals. So are there any questions? Okay, so I did see someone say one of my biggest obstacles is corporate obligations. As a corporate club, meeting during business hours, work projects are often unplanned. Okay, when it comes to corporate clubs, that's a really good question. That's a really good obstacle to kind of deal with. One of the things that I suggest is to get the buy-in of the leadership, right? So going to the people who are over there, supervisors, who are the leaders, whoever you can connect with, start with them. Have them either join your club or promote Toastmasters as a way, like, even because if people hear, you know, you should really be a part of Toastmasters, it would really help you with your job or with your performance. How many people do you think are going to come and sign up and take it seriously? Because that's something they're going to be able to come back and say, like, oh, look, I took your advice and I went and I did this. It's also a selling point because it's not just about working and Toastmasters and speaking, but it's like, this is a skill that you can literally use anywhere in your life. Doesn't matter if you're volunteering, doesn't matter if you're looking for upward mobility, you're going to always have to present, share information. Why not learn how to do that in a way that people want to understand and want to listen to you? That's what we offer. So the biggest thing with corporate clubs that I have found to be successful is actually getting the buy-in from the leadership. If you can get the buy-in from the leadership, then you'll start to see employees actually be a part of it. And then also flexibility. So some things that we did is that sometimes we were, again, hitting those levels, but they couldn't come to the meeting, or maybe they always have a project, or it's always during the time when there's some other kind of corporate meeting. We would meet with our members outside of clubs. So we would say, hey, we'll do a Zoom. And if you need to get this speech in so that you can hit this level, then a couple of us will join on. We sent an email to our club members. We say, hey, even for me, Renee has to do a speech on her high performance level, whatever. Please come if you want to. We're going to do it Tuesday at 7:00. So then anybody who was available came in on the meeting and watched me do this speech. And then someone else had a speech to do and they did it too. So it wasn't even the formal meeting, but it was still Toastmasters who you gave a speech to and you were able to evaluate. And that's another way you can work around and still help everybody hit their goals. And then it felt amazing to think about how many people took time out of their schedule just to come hear me give a speech so I could reach a goal. Like, talk about motivation and inspiration, that these people cared enough about me to take this 15 minutes or so to hear me give this speech so that I could reach a goal. And that's another way that you can kind of build your club morale and also build just that connection within the club. So I hope that was helpful. What were the first two? Okay, we talked about that. So let me okay, all right. we changed our meetings from noon to 5 p.m. Okay, that's good. And that was better. Another club I worked with, they used to meet 12 o'clock on Wednesdays, and they switched it as well. They did 1 week, the second week of the month, they did Wednesdays at 12. And then the fourth week of the month, they did Thursdays at 7. So that way they accommodated the people who couldn't do the daytime, they accommodated them in the nighttime. So even if you have them coming just once a month, it's still able to help everybody hit their goals, and you were adjusting for them. So that was good, Yanni. Thank you for giving that as well. Okay, that is my part. And if there are no more questions, I don't think, I know we probably will share the slides. This is also being recorded, so you will be able to get the recording as well. And I am going to pass it to our past district director, Phyllis Breach.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Renee. Let's see, how am I going to control the slides now? Since I was having difficulty with that, let's see if you guys are going to be able to see my screen. Let me just share my, so weird. What do you guys see? I have two desktops and
We're not seeing anything yet.
not seeing anything yet. All right, so just give me a minute to stop this. So while we're going, Stephanie, would you share the prize that we have, will be offering tonight for those who stay till the end? Just repeat that for me. And this is so weird. Kari?
Can you move it to screen 2? Your screen number 2, sometimes that's better.
All right, so let me try that. Screen number 2, what do you
And
see?
nothing, you moved, oh, it's coming. There it is.
You see it?
Yes, ma'am, we have it.
We're at the
But-
beach.
You guys see it, but I don't.
Well,
see
well,
it.
I see the beach.
The beach. Oh, you see?
Yeah,
the-
it's like I guess probably your screensaver, I suppose.
You know what? I'm gonna
So
try.
move your PowerPoint slide to screen 2.
What I did was I just unplugged the, I'm gonna unplug the, but my PowerPoint. All right, my PowerPoint will not even come up. So crazy.
You might just need to, in PowerPoint, go to slideshow and then choose which screen you're going to be
Say that again now, in PowerPoint?
in PowerPoint. At the top, go to slideshow,
Okay,
and towards the right-hand side, you'll see an option that will ask you which screen you want to use as your output screen or your presentation screen.
on the
That way you
view,
can decide.
would that be on the view?
That should be under slideshow. The
Okay,
options. What version of PowerPoint do you have? Maybe a little different.
I have, there we go. What do you guys see? Just, how about now?
Yep. We see it.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
You're
for-
good. Just put it in presentation mode, ma'am.
Yes,
Slideshow mode, and then we'll be good.
awesome. Thank you so much. Was that not awesome? All right, Stephanie, I can't see the, all right, so we're in presentation mode. So
Yeah,
it's all about success, right? So who can tell me why a club success plan is so important?
It gives you the direction of where the club is going.
It gives you the direction of where, and some of this is going to repeat because when I looked at our guests a lot, I see a lot of new names, and I don't know if I couldn't see when Renee was going through it. But if you are a new club officer this year, if you could raise your hand, your digital hand, and so I can get an idea. Do we have, yes, quite a few new people here today. So it's all about setting those goals, as she said. Now, when you are thinking about your goals and you're working with your 7 officers, it's so important that you set those goals, we create a plan, and then we create a strategy. So what is a goal? A goal is a singular item of what you wish to accomplish. It's clearly defined, right? It's clearly defined, and it has that end date that Stephanie's talking about. So that end date of how you want to reach all those goals is June 30th, right? June 30th. And so as we're going through and we're working as a team, as you see, when we are rowing together, what happens if just one of these people either stop rowing or start rowing backwards? What happens to the boat?
Lost. We're off course.
We get off course, right? So it's so important that as we're working together as a team, how many of you, your goal this year for your club is President's Distinguished? Put it in the chat. Whatever your goal is, I want you to put it in the chat. My goal from my club is President's Distinguished. And we should all reach for the stars, right? Because if we miss it, we might get select or distinguished. So reach for President's Distinguished. And as you do that, I believe you're going to hit the goals. So it's so important when you're working as a team to make sure that you are understanding that the core team, the top 7 of the club, people are watching everything you do. They're hanging on your every word. When you're bringing in those new members, they don't have a clue about all those acronyms, a DTM, a pathways. We, as the leadership team, have to have a plan in place to make sure that we're educating our members and sharing with them where we're all going together. But first, before you do that, a plan, when we don't take in consideration what the members' why is and why they join us, is just a plan. They're not going to get that buy-in that Renee talked about, right? You're not going to get it. So you got to understand, as club officers, why did this person join our club? Why did they become a Toastmaster? When you understand that, you're not selling the plan, but you're selling to them their why. Does that make sense? So how many of you have ever been involved in something and the goal was more important than what was important to why you were involved in the first place? And so we don't want that to happen to our members. So, and John Maxwell says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So we as leaders have to be showing our member the direction that we want to go. And a good plan is like a roadmap. When you know where you're going, you set the course, it shows you the final destination, and it's usually the best way to get there. Occasionally, you'll have to make adjustments. So let's talk about it. Now, I know Renee talked about the distinguished, the select, and the presidents. How many of you know and understand what all this means as far as distinguished? What are the goals that you're going to have to meet? What are the 5 goals? Let me see your hands if you know what they are. Somebody tell me what 1 or 2 of them are. Unmute yourself and tell me what maybe one of those goals are.
Attend TLI.
Attend TLI, yes. Just one session or two?
Both sessions.
How many?
4 officers or more.
4 officers minimum.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's right. That's just one. So we're going to go into it just a little bit more. But before we do that, we need to make sure that on the forefront and involved in everything that we do is we understand what our mission is. And Toastmasters International, it says we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. So when we're creating our plan and our goal, we want to make sure that we're keeping that in mind. Now, the one that's at the club level is the one that we should be saying every club meeting so that our members, they get it in their DNA of why they're coming there every week. And it says, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So that is one of the mission statements that has to drive everything that we do. That our members, we are empowering them to develop communication, and my light just got really bright. So leadership skills. So that is what we do. And that is what we want to think about when we're creating our plan. So let's talk a little bit more about the club success plan and some of the components that you'll have to work through with your team. It's not just one officer, it's not just the club president or the VPE, it's all the officers working together. And when you can bring that plan and get the members engaged, it's even more engaging and empowering. So one of the components is team composition. And when you talk about the team composition, you want to make sure that who's on our team? What are their gifts? What do they bring to the table? How can they help our club and our members to grow? We're going to incorporate the core values, definitely using the Toastmasters core values. And let me catch up. And then the core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And then how do we operate as a team? How often are we going to meet? How often are we going to induct our officers? How do we vote our officers in? All those things will be part of your plan as you work through it. And then you want to look at potential obstacles that you might face, such as like last year when we encountered the pandemic, right? We had to all pivot, and some of us did it pretty quickly. And some of us, after we realized, hey, this COVID is going to be around for a minute, we have no other choice. And so you have to look at what some of those obstacles are and how you're going to address them when they show up. And then your meeting protocols. What are your meeting protocols? How are you going to operate your meetings? You know, do you want to make some adjustment based on the size of your club? Like our club, we couldn't do 3 speeches a week because we had just 8 members. Sometimes we had even less. So we decided, okay, let's just do 1 speech a week, and then let's extend our table topics so that everyone in the meeting get the opportunity to speak every week. So just making adjustments as are necessary. And then team interaction and behavior norms. How are you going to communicate to your club members? When a new member come in, who's going to be responsible to make sure that member gets a mentor? And who's going to be responsible to make sure that they're coached on their first 3 speeches? So understanding, not just kind of assuming that John, the president, are going to do it, or VPE or membership are going to do it, but actually making sure that someone takes responsibility for how you're going to interact with your members, current and your incoming members. I saw that there was some hand raised. Are there questions, Stephanie?
Let me check the chat. I didn't see. Oh, there is I think it's still from last time.
Okay.
Toastmaster Tisa Greer, did you have a question or was your hand raised from last time?
Awesome. All right. Well, let's move on. So remember, as your club executive team, you are the one that's steering the ship. And if your members are not growing, if they're not engaging, we have to assess why that is. So I want to look at some, and just mention, we're not going to go through it, but this is one of the tools that you can use to assess where you are as a club. If you're struggling with membership to maintain and to bring in new members, you got to assess why that is. So you're going to do the moments of truth, and it'll tell you what your members experience when they first come into your club. Are you friendly? Do you engage them right away? Do you scare them off by trying to get them to speak too fast? It's very important that we, in our passion and our excitement for Toastmasters, and we want everybody to engage, but we have to allow people to come in at their own level, right? And so the Moments of Truth is going to help you with membership orientation, fellowship, variety and communication, program planning, meeting and organization, membership strength, and achievement recognition, right? It's going to help you to assess all those. And also, you're going to have one of your officers do this, and there's a whole presentation packet where you can let your members give their feedback, and then put them in breakout sessions and let them kind of brainstorm how can you get more buy-in from your members as well. And now, so any questions so far? All right, so I know Renee covered this. Do we have a really good handle on the goals to achieve, to become distinguished, select, and presidential? Remember, this is the vision that we want to get. We want to say, okay, we want to try to get at least 9 goals out of 10. And you can check your dashboard and see where you are. How many of you know how to check your dashboard? Who, if you need to know, I can show you tonight. Does everybody know how to get to this slide right here? Everybody know how to get to it? Because this is what we've been talking about, right? Yes.
Only see 6 hands raised.
All right, so.
Let's see.
You already got 4 new members?
Yes.
8, here they come, 8.
You got 8 who don't know
Who
how
said
to get
no, who know, 10 who know, 11 who know.
All right. All right, let's put those hands down. And if you need me to show you, raise your hand. If you need me to show you how to get to this dashboard, the Distinguished Club Report. Do we got any hands, Stephanie?
Oh yeah, we have 6, 7, 8. Yes. I think
we don't know how to get to this. So first I would like to show you, if you can see, there are 4 sections, right? There's the education section, there's the membership section, the training section, and the administration section. So as you are getting those goals and your VP of education are checking off your members' educational goals, then you'll begin to see for level 1, when someone complete level 1, your VP of education, log that in Pathways, then you'll start to see those numbers dark get over here, just like for me, the new members. So we got new members here. When I add 4 more, I'll get a point for that. And then when I add when we do the second training and I get 4 officers trained, although we did get more than 4, I think this week we did. So we should be getting that one. And club officers, submitted your list on time. Club officers, you want to make sure that you do that at the end of the year. I know there's a lot happening and we get busy, but we want to help our club to make sure this one does not get, because it's such an easy free point, right? Free goal. So here is another view of it where you can see what division you are and the numbers there. It's just another view of how to see your report and how you're doing. And it's a great idea to show this periodically to your clubs and make sure that you're celebrating your success along the way. Don't wait until it's the end of the year and start talking about this. You got to be reviewing your goals at least every renewal period, and in between twice, probably about every other week or every 2 weeks. You can, I say, let's take a look at where we are so that way you're engaging your club members and they're not waiting to the end of the year. Let's see, time.
You're good on time, just Madam Distinguished Toastmaster. If you have a question, please put your hand up. If you don't, please take it down. I see some hands up, but I want to make sure they're questions. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. Is this helping anyone? Are you learning anything? So
we have Iva Green, and Iva Green wants to ask a question, please, I think.
All right. Hi, Iva.
Hi, I don't have a question. I'm sorry. I just raised it on wanting to know more about how to get into this.
Okay, well, let me just see how the tech gods are going to treat me right now. Let's see.
What about Toastmaster Tripathi? Do you have a question?
Hey, hi. Yes, I have a question. So I am actually a new VP in my club. I'm from North Park Toastmaster Club. So when Phyllis was presenting this report thing, so what I have a doubt on, after the member has submitted their pathways or their labels to me, I have approved, but then also it is not showing in this report. And for that, I went to the this Club Central and submit education award. So there I can see that for each member, there are some, it is showing some level, maybe level 1 for humorous or path mentor. But so do I need to do anything about that? Or I mean, is it like the person has member has completed that level? If you can go to the Club Central and that.
All right, so while we're doing this, I'm just going to kind of guide you through how to walk through how to get to it. So you don't even have to be logged into your account. You're going to go to Leadership Central, and then you're just going to go to, oops, did you guys see that Distinguished Club Report? That went fast. So you're going to go to Leadership Central and then Distinguished Performance Report. All right. And then there's many ways to get there. You can just go here and select District 44 because that's our district. And then you're going to go to Club Performance, right? Everybody with me? And from there, I usually collapse if you know what your division is located in. Which division are you?
District 44, I'm not sure on the division.
Okay.
You're on F, Regina.
North Park.
Yeah, Division F 64. I mean 65.
65. So we went to Division F. Now we can go down to 65, and she is North Park Toastmasters. And here we can see one of these screens is blocking. So the only goal you have thus far is you've submitted your club officer list on time. You need to make sure you get one other officer trained before, unless it's, I don't know if there's any more opportunities, but you need to make sure you get one more officer trained if you haven't, so you can get that goal. And you do have a level 1 here.
Regarding that only, I was asking that here, one of my Toastmaster member has already completed level 5, and I have approved, but it is still not reflecting. So do I need to do anything about that? Like in Club Central, there is a submit award, submit education award. So do I need to go there and submit?
Was it the DTM or?
She's Kamaria George, that is area director. She was earlier area director. She's into our club.
Yeah, we just need to determine which goal it is.
It is yeah, level 5, level 5.
I know the distinguished Toastmaster, someone help me on the pathways and what she needs to do.
Yes, I think it is also happened to our club recently. I finished a level. The VPE completed on my level, and I see that completed, but it did not recognize on TI because he missed one step, which is correct, Ragini. You're gonna have to go to the submit award under Club Central, and then you have to submit that person. You said Kamaria, right? And you have to actually submit that member, and then for her level 5, and it will be recognized after that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you answering that question. So that's how you get to this particular, so you can track your goals, and you can see here her base is 8 members. And so she'll need at least 13 to get the member requirement for the to qualify to distinguish. You got to reach the membership one so that all the other educational goals will count. If you don't get the membership one, then none of the other, it won't matter. You can't reach the goal without that one. So
Phyllis, can I ask you a quick question? This is up to date, is that including the last TLI that we have on Tuesday? Because I know North Park have met their 4 officers who attended. This might not be updated yet.
that's probably, if it was just on Tuesday, it's a good chance that it has not yet been updated. So we can check with Kari. And
Yes, that's correct. It might be a little bit of a delay, and then there is at least 1 day delay between submitting it in our district central and it being reflected on the report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Program Quality Director. Are there any other questions as it relates to navigating the dashboard and getting to your club? And if you have any questions, make sure if you leave this, make sure you check with your area or division director. They will be happy to show you how to navigate this. All right. Okay, are there any other questions? All right, let me stop sharing that and see if I.
One comment, you still have 4 minutes.
All right.
Someone wrote that you could also seek pathways at d44toastmasters.org for help.
Yes, exactly. All right. So that brings us to, we have a few minutes to ask questions. Otherwise, we're going to go to our breakouts where you can kind of talk with some of your peers. You can find out what they're doing that's working or not working. And so you're going to answer these questions, but there's a facilitator in each breakout session. And so they should be able to kind of guide the conversation. And they also have these questions as well. All right. So are there any other questions? Did anyone get anything out of this?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. And also remember, let us know, I want you to count your members that are here on this, because there's also a camera, a raffle for the individual and one for the club. So there are going to be two when we come back. So make sure you take stock of the number of members you have here tonight. We're going to ask you to put that in the chat. And that's all we have. If there are no questions, we will go to the breakout room. Techmaster.
I just want to say you'll have about 15 minutes in your breakout room, returning at 7:50.
Thank you. All right, and you will start to disappear in just a minute.
All rooms are open. I see people joining.
Awesome. All right, we have a few people left. All right, two more.
Brenda just joined.
Hmm?
I said we had one to join. I think we just have one more. No, we still have two more. Oh, someone is coming in. Cheryl, Pooja has just joined the meeting.
Okay, on it.
Thank you.
You see Tisha and Evelyn?
Let me look at the participant list to see if they're still with us.
Oh, and let everyone out.
Okay.
Okay, rooms are closing in 60 seconds.
Okay, very good. Go on mute.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. How did that go?
It was rocky at first, but Akbar took over because I think somebody else was supposed to be in there, but they weren't. So between him and I, we've been around for a long time. We didn't have a lot of participation, but we had some.
Awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are almost done. We have about 9 minutes. Kind of debrief. Want to get welcome back. Some of them taking the long road home. So welcome back. How was that? Who'd like to share their takeaways, not just about the breakout session, but some aha moment or something that you think is going to help you to be successful this year? Any, yes, I see that hand, Retha.
Welcome, Toastmaster family. I want to say that Alan was awesome as our facilitator. We had an opportunity to share with two young ladies there just getting their Toastmasters Club started. And so we were able to really share with them that their goal should be President's Distinguished. And we were able to share some takeaways. For me, I shared with them at our club, one of the challenges that we have is when individuals do not sign up for roles. So what we've incorporated is a round robin. If you were the Toastmaster this week, then the next week you will go down to the general evaluator and so on and so forth. That way you're not having the same people each and every week do the same thing. And then also for the membership drive so that we can attract new members, everyone is challenged. Miss Michelle said that everyone in her group is challenged. They're going to go out and get 40 individuals to come. And after they come and visit that meeting, they're likely, hopefully, to get 50% of those individuals so that they can increase their membership numbers. And that's all I have to share. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, let's give her a hand. Who else? Raise
Can I
your.
go next?
Yes.
Okay, we had a very interesting talk in our group. Kathy and I just have known each other for a long time, and I didn't meet many of the other people, but Brenda did come in at the end. Brenda, I think she's from Shaw something, maybe up by Dalton. And the challenge that I wanted some help with was being a part of clubs that are annually the president's distinguished, and the president of a club that's never been president's distinguished. And even after having done a survey where I'm in Toastmasters to become a better speaker, and I cannot drag them to do a speech. And the other one is what I realized through our brief conversation, 3 issues about pathways. And I'm sure many, many people have this. Many Toastmasters are resistant. They're like some people about the vaccine. They're pathways resistant, are hesitant. And then we have other situations where people are base camp managers struggle with even helping those who are in it. I thought there were 3 things: people being hesitant, base camp managers being familiar, and I'll just go with 2 because the third one went away.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And so what we're going to be offering, thank you, Akbar. That is a reality. And so it's up to the leaders, right? To really, even if you have to bring your computer or log on to a Zoom, share your screen and show them how to do it. Sometimes drastic measures are necessary to engage them, and maybe just say, hey, let's go through this together and get your most experienced pathways person to kind of educate your members. It's going to take education upon education and doing it over and over again until they get it. So.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments? What's your takeaway from this evening? Did we waste your time? You're going away with nothing?
Oh no, it was a great investment of time.
Great.
Carmelita, are you speaking?
I just say, yes, it was great information.
Awesome. What is one thing you want to take back to your officers that are not with you?
I think that we have to talk and collaborate more and just come up with ideas, you know, really put it out on the table what our obstacles are with our members. Like you just said, people being afraid to actually speak, and figure out where we started and then share those stories. I think a lot of times people think that when you come to a Toastmasters club and you hear people who have been doing it for a couple of years, you become intimidated. And for my club, one of the suggestions is to, at the end of each meeting where we have a visitor, ensure that one person in that club actually shares what value they've gotten out of being in Toastmasters. For, you know, it could be, I was laid off from my job and the lessons that I learned at Toastmasters secured the next position for me. Something small, but tangible that we can share back with those new people so that they will get off.
Awesome. Great, great ideas. And the thing that I've had to do with those members who are hesitant and really have a great fear for giving a speech is I've done one-on-one mentoring with them, and I will say, okay, so let's talk about what you're passionate about. Let's get them talking about something that they already know, that, and then just say, hey, all we need is 3 points. And then let's just add one little story under each point. And you'll be amazed at how that kind of calms them down to say, is it that easy? Because sometimes it's about forming their story and writing their story in their speech. So figure out, where the source of that fear is coming from and walk alongside them. Let them give you that speech, give them the tip about recording it on their phones and just listening to themselves do the speech, and it kind of helps them. I've done that over and over with new members.
Randy Stukes raised his hand, and Kathy asked, when is the Club Success Plan due? I believe it's September 1st. Someone could let me. Thank you.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's
September
gotta be on the
1st.
end of the month.
September 1st, 1 second, Randy, you have the floor. September 1st, you want to make sure that your area director receives it before midnight, September 1st, so you can qualify for, there's an incentive right there. Do you guys see that incentive? Complete the full Club Success Plan and the as an officer team and submit it to your area director, and you will win. What will you win? I think I forgot.
$25 in investment bucks. $25 in investment bucks is at the top of the slide.
Okay, thank you. $25 investment bucks. That means you can buy ribbons or, different things when you go back to hybrid meetings you're going to need. And so that'll be very helpful. Free money, free money. All right, Randy.
I know we're out of time. I want to be very brief here, but thanks for doing a great job, Phyllis. Renee did a great job. You asked earlier, what are we going to do? I can tell you what I'm going to do. Renee told me exactly what to do. First, I'm going to the website and I'm going to look up, okay, who's made these speeches. There's some other reports in there that we didn't show tonight, but they're there and I know where they are. And then I'm going to say to my club, who's given me an L1? Who's given me an L2 completion? That's exactly what we're going to do.
Yes, awesome, awesome. That's all you have to do. And I don't know if you heard it, but if you're an officer, there are 7 goals, 7 levels right there. You guys need to be giving speeches, helping, there's all kinds of speeches out there that Toastmasters that used to be under the Successful Club series about how to give a speech, how to evaluate a speech. Those are things that our new members need. So start with your 7, see what kind of commitment level you can get from them. And then, there's only like a couple of more goals that you get that you need after you get the commitment from the 7. That's what I've found in my clubs. Thanks, Randy, for that. Anyone else have a burning question or comment before we end?
And before we,
I have a comment.
I dropped the link to the evaluation in the chat.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Stephanie. Someone said they had a question, a comment?
I have
Yes,
a question.
I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead, Bank of Tisha.
I think that I have to figure out a way how to get our human resources department more involved. I think if I can get our human resources more involved, I may possibly be able to get more management involvement. We don't really have a problem at all with people doing speeches. We fight over who's going to do a speech. So that's our least problem, is who's going to do a speech. Everybody's fighting. I need my speech. I need my speech. So the speech part is the easy part. It's the getting the new membership is the hard part.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do there is get testimonies and stories of how each of your members have benefited in their career, in their jobs from being a part of Toastmasters. Have them write their story. And then you're gonna share that with HR, because when they can see the value that Toastmaster is bringing, then I think selling it'll sell itself, right?
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Cheryl Bachimino, you had a comment?
I did. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows where they can redeem those club investment bucks once they submit those success plans in time. Can you clarify where a club, especially if the officers are new, where they can redeem those club investment bucks?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
The district will be either having a bookstore available that you can redeem those. And I'm not sure yet. They were working on a process, but I'm not sure at this point, but we can get that information to you all.
Phyllis, they're saying that the link is requiring them to sign into a Google account.
All right, so what I'm gonna have to do then is email it to you guys. And if you would, give us the feedback and make sure that if this was valuable or what you'd like to see different. Even you'll have the opportunity to suggest other workshops that you would like to see us put on. So we're really open to what you guys need and how we can serve you here and provide workshops that you would be interested in and your members. So I will email that link out to you all as soon as we get done here tonight. And you'll also, once the audio gets uploaded, the video the recording will get uploaded to the district website. And so you'll get a link to that as well. All right. Any other questions before we end up? Oh, I think I got it. Oh, we got to do our raffle. You guys want to do a raffle? Whoop, whoop, for our prize. So you have to be present to win. And if you, I think we got everyone's name because I copied the link. And before I do that, I don't know why this thing keeps bringing up my, oh, I see why. You guys see that? I want to make a few you see that? My screen, draw prizes?
No.
No.
Oh, I did. What happened to it? I saw it.
You see it?
It's gone now. It was there though.
All right, so let me, my whole thing went away. All right, so I want to just make a couple of announcements and then we'll do the drawing because I know you guys are going to be leaving. There is going to be a contest 102 Back to the Basics workshop August 30th, which is a Monday, 6:30 to 8 p.m. And there Tuesday, August 31st, they will be doing contest training and judges training with all the contests coming up. If you're new, it'll be a great way for you to learn how to run a contest successfully and even how to be an effective judge. So that is going to be coming up August 30th, 31st. And with that, I'm going to do the drawing and release you all because we have gone over. My apologies.
Sorry.
While she's doing that, try this form I just sent you. So while you're doing the drawing, I sent them a new link to see if they could fill this one out.
Okay.
Yes, this is the right one.
You guys see the wheel? Huh?
Yes.
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 All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel. Everybody's name is in there and you have to be present to win. If your name ends up being number 1, you are the winner. Arnell, is Arnell still with us?
Way to go, Arnell! Yay!
Where's Arnell?
All right, Arnell, Thacker.
Awesome. Congratulations, Arnell. And we're going to spin it again. And if you get it, your club will win the prize. All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Yes.
Who is Nisha?
Yay!
Your club, what club are you in, Tanisha?
The Cool Boys Communicate Toastmasters.
One of our new clubs. Yay!
Congratulations, Arnell, and congratulations, Tanisha and Cool Boys. We wish you guys, somebody got some sound going on. Is that me? I don't know what that is. So anyway, so thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support and serving your clubs. And we appreciate all that you do here in District 44. And also, if you're a trainer and would like to join our education team, we're also looking for trainers to help put on some of these workshops. And with that said, go and be successful for 2021. And we look forward to celebrating each one of you as you become President's Distinguished Clubs. Everyone, good night.
Thanks so much, Phyllis and Stephanie. You guys did a great job.
Thank you. Can you pause the recording?
Renee, I sure can. Thanks for the reminder. Pause it or stop it.
Stop it.